speak to two things. One is to give some examples to what Stephanie was discussing. We're talking about insubordination and what that means. I work with young people across the state, so I hear all the time things like there is an adult saying, get inside, because school is starting. Yelling at people to move faster. They're not moving fast enough. One of the students says, okay, and the adult says, you ever talk to me that way again, I'll suspend you. So this is the kind of things that we're talking about. I just want to give some examples to it. A student is told to move her chair or to put the cell phone away. They don't move it fast enough. They can get suspended, right? So this is, I just want to say, like, what we're talking about, we're not creating school environments that welcome our young people in. And then we wonder why our dropout rate looks the way it does. So, I just want to give some real examples to the kind of things. It happens all the time when students come late. Remember, if you still don't get, you don't even get a bus pass in Providence if you're less than 2.5 miles. So we still have young people trying to get to school. They come late, they're told to get detention. They don't do the detention, they get suspended for being late and trying to get to school when they're low income and they don't have a bus pass. So we just want to look at what this insubordination means when we're putting young people's lives at risk and the kind of things that they're getting suspended for. The other piece I just want to talk to is I'm solution oriented because this report's a problem. So the first thing is, obviously the bills that were discussed and how important they are, we need to have restorative practices taking place in all of our schools, and especially our high schools. That is not the case. It's great that Central Falls did it. It's not happening everywhere. We need to have positive discipline practices and moving away from punitive discipline practices. They don't work. They don't make young people feel welcome in school, and then young people drop out. And then they don't have the kind of opportunities that they need to have in their lives. And we really need, it should never happen in a school. And I'm part of a group called the Providence Youth Caucus, which is 8 youth organizations from across the city of Providence that'll be meeting with Mayor Lorza in a week. But we need to have in Providence and in every school. First thing, shouldn't be 50% for insubordination. That should not ever be happening for these kind of little infractions that don't put anybody at risk. But if they're going to be written, if they're going to be happening, every school district needs to be recording it in a format where they have to very, very clearly say what that suspension was for. And a lot of these forms that people report in, you can't tell what they did it for. They can't just say insubordination anymore. If they're going to use that reason, they have to give very detailed explanation for exactly why that was used each and every time. So you don't have a kid didn't walk fast enough, they shrugged their shoulders the wrong way, they didn't move the chair, they didn't put their phone away, and now they have a suspension on their record and something that could impact them for a lifetime. And we already know that it's happening to some children more than others. It's not acceptable, and there are things that can be done, and we can find ways to do it that don't cost more money, but make sure we welcome our young people in our schools.